and that I reap the consequences of my deeds, and therefore continue learning. Very, very important. So, all evolution has to do with this potential of becoming powerful entities. The more we evolve, learn, and grow, the more we conquer the physical universe. Now, don't you feel good when you figure out a problem, when you solve a problem, when you create something? You say, I am the creator. I created it. So I becomes very important. And it really tickles me when people write to me in a hurry, emails, and they don't capitalize the I. It's nothing. But I should always be capitalized. That's one thing that the United States has that no other country has. I capitalized. So, let's go on. Self-esteem will arise out of having your purpose in life aligned with the purpose of life itself. So when you produce, when you work, when you produce, when you direct, when you conquer, when you figure out a problem, your self-esteem goes up. The life force, the life energy is always producing. So you imitate this. Now, when you feel that wonderful feeling as a result of having created something or figured out the problem, it's a wonderful feeling as a result of the attunement with life's purpose and the conquest of the physical universe. There's got to be a blueprint somewhere. Now, if you delve into what lies in the spiritual world, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I've had glimpses. But if you go within, and when you're running around all day long chasing after nothing, I'm not saying you, I'm sorry, but the average person is me included sometimes. We go around looking after nothing. Let us slow down enough to look at things, observe them, ask yourself questions about them, and something will happen. And the other thing is this. We're living, let's take a company that manufactures, let's say, software for the computer. Everybody in that company, from the president to the person on the bottom doing the machinery and inventing and designing, whatever, everybody has a common purpose. And that common purpose is to create these products, sell them, so we can survive well. We get paid for it. We enjoy ourselves while doing it. I'm sure some won't. But this is a common purpose. That's why the company is successful. Now, this country, or this planet, has no common purpose. A few guys going in this direction, a few guys want to do this, they do that, blah, 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 blah. That's all fine. You can do anything you want. But one of the reasons why I don't engage in causes, sending out emails and talking about politics. No. You're not going to solve anything. The only thing that you're in control of is your own universe. You work within you. And then once you do you, others will hear you, they will believe you, and they will imitate you. Or they learn what you've got to offer them, what you've got to teach them. Remember the purpose of life itself that I read to you. Teach. Help them. So we don't have this common purpose on earth. Or let's say just the United States, no common purpose. That was supposed to be the job of religion. They were supposed to teach you some kind of a blueprint that made life worth living. They still give you some kind of a blueprint, but it's an aberration. It's a lie. it doesn't work. How do you know if it's a lie or truth? If it works for you, it's the truth. If it isn't, it's not the truth. You don't have to have science. Everything has to be proved by science. You are the universe. You are everything. You discover what is true for you. If it works, it's true. If it doesn't work, it's not true. So as I was saying, that was the job of religion, but they don't do that. So it's up to the few of us who delve in this type of education to teach others, or at least bring it up to them, that there is a blueprint which lies within the spiritual structure of this, of yourself. I don't want to go into much to that right now, but there is a blueprint. Without this schematic diagram, life is not worth living. Now, can you imagine? You're born a baby. The minute you're born, you start getting conditioned, and you keep getting conditioned, then you start learning lies. The majority of what we learn in school, unless it's technical, is all lies. And then we get all of these things. If there were no lies, we wouldn't have these wars going on. We wouldn't have this bickering back and forth all the time in the media. Why can't people just do their own thing, be happy, create things? Just be there. You don't have to laugh all the time to be happy. I don't laugh a lot. But I am happy. Basically, I am happy. There are many things that I would like to take place. And I looked at them, I imagined the consequences of them, and I've decided that perhaps it's better not to work for these things. But I can tell you right now, anything you want, you can get. You have to focus on it. You have to postulate it into existence. So, I want to give you an example of how you align your personal purpose with the purpose of life itself. I had a student in Boston who was a professional singer-guitarist. And he used to do nightclubs, bars, and everything. He made good money. So he already had his purpose in life was to be an entertainer, to be a guitarist, singer. That was his purpose in life. However, every time he came for class, he always seemed like down, you know. One time I looked into it and I discovered that he wasn't happy just playing in bars. Because after all, what was he doing? He was just entertaining people, but he was really motivating them to booze it up, to drink. So he wasn't happy with that. So I introduced this principle to him. He didn't say anything, but he says, I'll think about it. So he went home, and he went to visit some person in the family to a old folks' home. And he saw what was going on there, and he thought that he called up the head of that folks' home and said, listen, I would like to perform for your guests free of charge. Oh, sure, anytime. He goes there, he performs for the group, they loved him. He was so happy that he did that for these people that he went a second time. Then he got on the phone, or I don't know if he did it himself, maybe he had somebody helping him, but got on the phone and called these other homes, including schools for the blind, children, and he offered his service free of charge. Long story short, 6 months later, he was performing all over the states for organizations that help, like old folks' homes, children's clubs, old folks' clubs, some churches. And he was a concert, he became a concert artist. He wasn't doing bars anymore.